Yeah, great songs all the way throughout. And I think the flow of the record is fantastic. It, for something that is so heavy.
Well, we are doing our top 10 album episode this year, and this year I kind of wanted to get some others involved. Some people sent their list in, but I'd love to hear from you what you got on your top 10, man, because I always respect your opinion, and you've, even on the times you've come on our show, you've said a few things that made my top 10 this year just because you're very aware of music, and I always appreciate your opinion. So
Hell yeah. Yeah, I actually I kind of slacked on doing any kind of a list up until you messaged me. Usually I'm pretty on the ball with it, but been not really focused on it as much this year. It's weird. But no, I've definitely got a decent list. Some somewhat underground stuff and some obvious answers for sure. I kind of was just throwing down a bunch of names early this morning. As far as some honorable mentions that I wanted to throw out there, that didn't quite make my top 10, but I still really enjoyed is stuff like the new Cryptopsy. Really like the new Cryptopsy for sure. I like the new Testament. The New Testament was definitely a step in the right direction for me. The last couple that they did kind of stayed a little stagnant. Because I love, like, after they returned with Formation of Damnation, Dark Roots of Earth.
yes.
And then they kind of, it kind of started to, like, there's good songs here and there, and it kind of got a little stagnant. But this new one I thought was fucking fantastic. A lot of different flavors on there that I did not expect. So cool stuff there. Shadow of Intent, Fallujah, the basic stuff that most people know. And actually just barely missing the top 10 was Revocation. I was kind of debating on that, but yeah, fantastic record. Just happened to like a few others this year. My number 10 is 1914 with I'm gonna butcher this pronunciation, but Viribus Unitas. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this band, but they country of origin, I'm not sure, but European for sure. Melodic death / black metal band that really focuses on old-timey war shit. I mean, this one specifically, just bringing it back up here so that way I'm not gonna look stupid, but this one mostly begins around the war of 1914 based on the band, and goes over all 5 years of that. Lyrics are very in-depth after reading about it. I'm not usually the type of guy to focus too much on lyrics in metal, but I really enjoyed it here, and the music doesn't kind of just stay in one place throughout the whole time. It starts off real aggressive, but then goes transitions into a wide array of different things that all match up pretty well with the overall theme of what the band's going for. Nice. Really enjoyed that one a lot for sure. I don't know if you guys listened to that one at all. If you
I didn't get a chance. I seen it was on Seth's list too, but that's one I didn't get a chance to listen to. No.
So this next one was a little late on my list, but it grabbed me like super fast when I found it. And honestly, not like a ton of metal vibes to it, but definitely enough to have its place in this list. Band is called Agriculture.
Oh, dude! Oh my god!
Yeah, the spiritual sound. Definitely more in the for what metal it has, it's more related to like OG style metalcore if it's there. You know what I mean? And definitely touches of black metal.
Yeah, there's some black metal-ish vocally and stuff. Yeah, for sure.
Yep, but it's definitely in that alternative realm, experimental alternative avant-garde realm of metal rather than just being straightforward metal.
Right.
I'm trying to remember exactly what I told the guys when I first heard it, but I think it was something like it reminds me of like Converge and Emperor just in a blend.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then but that's even just touching the surface. There's a lot. There's a lot to this record for sure.
That's one band that I've heard recently that I cannot explain.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I cannot explain it to anybody. You just have to hear it for yourself. It's incredible and its own thing. It's its own thing, dude.
Absolutely. You get those kind of records once in a while where you listen to it and you might not even be finished with it. It's like, I don't even know if I like this yet.
Yeah. The Snooze record, there's a band called Snooze, and it was kind of like that for me. I'd never heard anything like it, but I wasn't sure if it was good or bad. I wasn't sure, but
right. Yeah. When it's, because in our position as music listeners, you want to try and be, as open as possible, and especially once we've heard so much in our age, we think, well, is this just me not, do I need to open up and accept to what this might possibly be, or does it just really suck? And eventually I just decided, no, this is just really forward thinking and, different.
Yep. Absolutely, dude.
Yep. Definitely one that's being heralded quite highly amongst its group of people. The crowd that's gonna like this, but still very underrated. I don't hear a lot of people talk about this one at all. So that's my number 9. Probably could go even higher as the years go on. Who knows? But yeah. Number 8. I think we actually talked about this one when Seth and Isaac and I were up there. Because I know we listened to it on the way up. But Dormant Ordeal.
Yeah,
Tooth and Nail.
Yeah, that was like my number 4.
Yeah, I think there's certain bands that used to give me this type of a vibe that aren't quite like Behemoth. Like Behemoth doesn't quite do it for me like they used to. But when they used to be on it, and when I was first finding out about Behemoth, it was like some of the most special shit in the world to me. This kind of gives me that a little bit. Like it's not exactly that style. There's definitely some more melodic influence in here than what Behemoth tends to offer, at least in those earlier records, but it still gives me that vibe of just like, you just feel like a beast when you're listening to it, man. It's very empowering record in that sense. Strong riffs, strong vocals, very well produced for the size of band that they are. A lot of bands tend to overproduce and just, really over polish things to a degree and whatnot. But a band like this, like they're really utilizing you can tell they're utilizing their resources correctly, and it comes out to a very passionate sounding project for sure.
Yeah, the drummer's bell work is awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. As a vocalist, I tend to pay attention to riffs first, so it's really special when a drummer manages to, grasp my attention, because I'm tending not to pay attention to that first and foremost, unless you're like right in my face about it. Like if you're really cutting through and standing out, and this drummer does that for sure. They are very, very well composed. Yeah, good stuff. Number 7. This one might be a little bit divisive. I don't know how people are gonna feel, because I've seen people go both ways on it. But Between the Buried and Me's new record, The Blue Nowhere, I kind of saw a lot of people, saying it's kind of just the same stuff over again. in my opinion, I think they just have continued to push it to a new level. I think there's a lot of new interesting ideas here that they sound familiar for sure. It's not like it's not the most boundary pushing record of theirs by far, because I mean they've already had such a storied career, but it is absolutely the first time I've had that giddy feeling about a Between the Buried and Me record since at least Parallax 2.
Nice.
I think, and it's the heaviest one since then too. I mean, Sans Colors too. I don't. But again, that's kind of that record. They were retreading things purposefully, and that's what makes it so good. Is that it, expands on the Colors thing, but still falls within those lines. This one's entirely fresh for me. There's a lot of different wacky ideas for the band. But they also still have a lot of pummeling moments in there. This one felt really good to me for sure. I know that's kind of, like I said, I've seen a lot of division about this one, but I fall into the games
not mad at it.
I thought it's fantastic.
Yeah, I think most people should that appreciate the band.
Prog Metal Kings, I absolutely love them, and Paul Wagner's probably one of the best in the game. So I'm like, Between the Buried and Me, every year, any year. Great selection, Clint. I'm happy to hear you speak highly of it.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, I was kind of worried about Dusty not being involved at first, because he did bring an angle to the band that I really enjoyed, but no, I didn't do any research on whether the new guy is involved with the writing process or not.
He's not, right?
He's not. Then the four guys knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
It's just as simple as that.
Yeah. I don't even think he went to the studio at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Doesn't miss a note live.
Yeah, he's perfect.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I caught a little bit of some live stream of some stuff recently, and they're great. They're great for sure.
Aliens.
Yes, absolutely. It's funny. Kind of a side note. While I still love the record, my least favorite of theirs is Coma Ecliptic. I still do like it a lot. It's just kind of lesser for me in that regard.
Yeah.
The only twice I've ever seen the band, they've only done Coma Ecliptic stuff. Man. So it's like I've seen them play like Ants of the Sky and Astro Body like once. Otherwise, it was all Coma Ecliptic stuff. Right. So I still have not seen them do the shit that I actually want.
Yeah. Nick and I just seen them, and they played Coma Ecliptic, but they also encored with Alaska.
Oh, geez. Like the whole thing?
They did double set.
Oh, man.
Right back to back.
Yeah, that's what made that band untouchable for me, is like watching them perform that material live. I've seen them before, but this was a special performance for me for some reason, whether it was the intimate setting of Elevation in Grand Rapids. So you got a nice small room, and it was just dialed in. Took a long time to get like onto the stage. They were having some difficulty with their soundboard and connectivity issues, whatever. Doesn't matter. They resolved it. I was like ready to go, and we worked our way forward. And as soon as they rolled out, man, it was like 2.5 hours of pitch perfect music. So again, Between the Buried and Me, Clint, all day, every day with that band for sure.
Definitely.
What else you got?
All right, so we're at number 6. Y'all know that I'm not really wild about my deathcore. I don't really care for it a ton. But if there's ever one exception that remains in this world, it is Whitechapel. I love Whitechapel. Even in the middle era, there's some stuff in there that I enjoy a little bit. Just respect them big time, and I thought they brought it back hard with Hymns and Dissonance, the new one. It's been it's probably, I mean, it came out March or April, something like that. So I think by default, it's my most listened to record of the year.
Fair.
But yeah, love it. Brings back a ton of those early vibes that I, really used to enjoy about the band. I think Phil sounds better than he's ever sounded. I think the guitars, they've got that really meaty Meshuggah inspired deathcore tone to it, and it's just pummeling out some great riffs. I think the structuring of the songs is memorable. It's kind of got like the in between of Somatic Defilement and New Era of Corruption, but with the new production. And I think it's great. It's like just on the verge of being overproduced, but I think it works in its favor because everything that's going on is so forward. It's so aggressive that it's like it's not like an overproduced, like in a super polished way. It's like, fuck, I almost can't handle this at times. You know what I mean? Like it's just on that verge of just going into absolute
white noise.
Yeah, but it doesn't. Great songs all the way throughout. And I think the flow of the record is fantastic. It, for something that is so heavy, it ends, a lot different than the rest of the record in such a big melodic way. I really enjoyed this one. I think, and obviously it's giving them a lot more success than they've had in quite some time. Too. So.
Clint, I gotta ask you a question. Have you seen the movie Constantine? The old with
long time Keanu Reeves, right?
Yeah, great. So I just wanted to paint a picture in your mind the scene where he goes into hell, like he's sitting in the chair and he's got like a foot in the bucket of water and the cat in his lap or something. Then he wakes up, he's in hell, right?
Yeah.
That is like the mental image in my mind when I listen to the new album, Hymns of Dissonance. It just feels like an unending, like dense, thick, smoggy, like smoky orange hellscape, right? Like the whole album is this intense, like, oh my, oppressive feeling, like just weighing in on me. And they brought it back to some of their older work. They're not as progressive or, as some of the middle or previous work. They really brought it back to what they used to do, what they're known for, in a heavy way, in a dark way. They had a lot of crushing deathcore riffs, yes, but I like how they scattered in some of the riffs on top, like that second guitar riff. Not a melodic band, but they scoot with some of those little sneaky riffs in there, like in a way that I could really appreciate it. And I can see why there's a lot of hype behind the album because it's well deserved. They did a great job. It's a great album.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
for sure. You get a lot of that melodic stuff in the later songs like Mammoth God and Nothing Is Coming for any of us. And you kind of saw that creep into their career as they got to The Valley and Kin and stuff that. Not my favorite records of theirs, but there's that quality of it that matches well clearly with the aggressive style that they used to do, and that's what they showcase here. I think it's very well executed.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
Cool. Good
number 5. Okay. Pronounce this one. Sanguisugabog.
Oh yeah.
Hideous Aftermath. Always, I've been following these guys since pretty much the beginning. At first, I wasn't. Their first EP that they put out on Maga Stomp, I remember a friend of mine sent it to me, and I was like, again, I don't know if I like this or not. But this wasn't really so much in the weird sense that like Agriculture is. It's more like this is kind of just, this is like really deep levels of caveman absurd. And I don't know if I'm like entirely vibing with it, but I did grow to like it, especially once they put out their first record, Tortured Whole. Lot of interesting death metal riffs paired with the slam, and then they kind of just continued to improve upon that, especially in a big way with this new record. It's all incredibly thought out death metal.
Yep.
Especially for a band that thrives on the Unga Bunga. It's just fucking
pissed off groove.
Exactly. I was so surprised to hear it on this one, like the way that they executed things. There's a very intricate sense of song structuring that I think is going to probably get a little lost on the diehard fans of the early stuff. I've already seen it a little bit. People talking about it's just kind of out there. There's no like there, they don't feel like there's a lot of big moments, but I disagree with that. I think that there's great riffs that lead up to those big moments, especially on like that main single. Forgetting the first song on the record, Rotten Entanglement. There you go. Lots of big riffs that go, I mean, they might transition between a couple of different time signatures, even going all over the place just until it fucking beats your ass with that big breakdown, if you will. That's pretty much all over the record. Every single song is kind of structured not exactly the same, but like this. It's a lot of stuff to digest until it gets to the big payoff. And I fucking love that about metal. I love it when it makes you work for that payoff.
Yeah.
And it gives it that replayability, because it's like, man, now I have to go back and listen and see whatever I missed. There's a lot of that in this record. And I think that probably makes this, it probably would be the most played album of the year for me if it didn't come out later.
Yeah.
Right.
It's been for me 2 months.
Yeah, for me it was like the third time around it got that much better. Actually,
oh yeah,
like the first time it just was there, and then the second time I was like, "This is really good." Then by the third time I was like, "Oh my god, this record is incredible."
Yeah.
That's what it did to me. So yeah, it made my top 10 for sure.
This is one that I immediately loved it. I kept looking up with just this sick face. Just I was vibing with so many of these riffs all day, and I didn't have expectations of it. I just was hoping that it was good and they weren't going to like kind of fall back and rest on their laurels of some things that they were already good at. I was hoping that they weren't going to, fall off with generic deathcore riffs or any of this business or breakdown riffs, but they really didn't, man. They really kicked it up a notch in the riff department. Just so many angry, just snarly riffs where I was just like, yeah, this all day, please. Great album and great choice on that too, Clint. I appreciate that as well.
Definitely.
I loved it. First listen crushed me. Just so much. Just like one of those bands where, again, it's a great metal album and it doesn't have a whole lot of highlighted melodic moments, but it doesn't need to because it's about 30 minutes or so of just like death metal. That maggot stomp death metal. It's so good right now, and they do it very well. They're kings. They're great.
Yeah, for sure. I think it was absolutely the smartest move they could have done. I mean, just building on your point that you were saying there, with Homicidal Ecstasy, the thing that's so great about that record is that it's so blunt force. It's not. There's not. I mean, there's still the riffs to it, but it's not nearly like this new one is.
Yeah.
How many Homicidal Ecstasies can you make before people start getting bored? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right.
It succeeds for being what it is. I still love it probably as much as the new record because of it's kind of like a time and a place thing for me. You know what I mean? A lot of those songs, especially seeing it live. I don't know if you've ever seen them live.
Not yet. Yeah.
Those songs, like those highlight songs on Homicidal Ecstasy, are going to pair so well with those new songs. You're gonna get all those riffs, and then you're just gonna get one song that's just gonna, everybody's gonna fight each other. It's gonna be great. So, but yeah. So number 5 goes to the Bog for sure. Number 4 was one that I really loved at the beginning of the year. Kind of forgot about it for a minute, and then came back to it and loved it even more. The fucking weirdos out of New York and Imperial Triumphant. Gold Star. I don't know if you've ever listened to these guys before.
I'm familiar, just never listened to them.
No.
Oh, okay. So
teach me.
All right. So imagine you take I don't know if you guys are very familiar with like Deathspell Omega. Like really avant-garde, dissonant black metal like that. And then pair it with 1950s New York jazz. it's very bleak stuff. But there's like a charm to it. Like it's like you're sitting in Times Square, listening to some evil shit going on. Very, very interesting band. And they've got accolades from the likes of Thomas Hawk from Meshuggah, Dave Lombardo from Slayer. They are all featured on this new record for percussional reasons. Thomas Hawk has actually lent his talents to this band for a couple records now. So they're just one of those bands that is well respected within the community. They are a bit popular, but not like because of the nature of their music. They're, they won't get to that crazy point unless they sell out. God forbid, don't.
And they wear the mask and they're weird. They have the horns and all kinds of stuff, right? Like very I'm familiar. I follow them actually online. I just didn't dive into the new record, so I'm familiar with what they do for sure.
Sweet.
And I think that's probably a good thing, they've got this record out, because I think it's a great starting point for the band. It's still got all of their same qualities as normal, but there is a sense of digestibility to it. Comparatively, of course, you're not going to be able to walk up to some regular Megadeth fan and say, "Hey, this kicks ass." You know what I mean? They're not going to get it. Right. But to people like us,
right.
I think Gold Star is a great introduction to the band. There's lots of big moments. The production is better than ever, in my opinion. It's kind of a hard one to explain to somebody that's not really familiar with it. But if you like wild shit, and paired with, that dissonant, eerie black metal, this should absolutely be for you, for sure.
I'm excited to check it out. I'll have to look into it.
Yeah, definitely. Awesome. Not too long either. That's kind of
perfect.
It's kind of a thing with those types of bands, is that it's just hour plus, and it doesn't really veer a lot of places. I think this one might be 45 minutes, and it goes a lot of places within that short time. It's cool. It's cool stuff.
Oh yeah.
Number 3 is Igor. Even weirder. Igor put out a new record called Amen. I think this one is probably the least weird of his discography, which is saying something because it's still quite insane. I don't know if you guys have a lot of background to his music or not.
Not background. I just seen a lot of the stuff and started listening and following them actually just recently on this new album, because the content came across the Facebook. So then I started checking it out and I was like, wow, this stuff is intense. It's wild. It's big. There's a lot going on.
Yeah. This is just a guy that I need to see live, because I don't know how in the world they would pull it off. It's nuts. There's so much going on in it. But they still make it. It still makes it a song. It's not just absurd bullshit thrown around everywhere. These are palpable songs that are pushing the boundaries of anything I ever heard. I fucking love it.
Yeah.
And it's just so heavy when it needs to be too. It's just like you're saying, that stank face. I get it so much for listening to this fucking record. So good. So good.
That's one I'll revisit that one for sure.
Yeah. Can't even compare it to anything, but
I'm curious. That's another one I have to get back to you on, man.
I mean, your boy Scott Ian's on one of the tracks.
Okay. It feels like something I've heard of or seen cross my path because, because I follow that guy and they're, all of his stuff. But, I'll have to get back to you, Clint. You're schooling me right now. That's awesome. I was counting on you for some underground shit, and you're delivering, so thank you, sir.
Hell yeah, man. I'm proud. There's probably a couple of things I've even forgotten. I'm going to be like, oh, fuck, man.
Yeah, the list is never really done, is it, Clint?
No.
It's ever-changing entity that is
growing.
Or even still, like there's lists that I've done in the past where I look at it and I'm like, man, I really didn't fucking like that much. You know what I mean? Or, like I found something since and it's like, man, I still listen to that one all the time. and I put it at like number 36.
Yeah,
you know
sure.
what I mean? It's funny how that stuff works, but
Yep.
I think I've, doing these lists over the years, you just have to stick with your gut on what you've listened to the most and, what really stands out immediately. I think if you have to dig too much into, like your app, your music library, and you have to like really, I got to make sure my list is varied as possible. No, just,
no.
You got, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can't overthink it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Amen.
Because there's just too much music. It would just never end at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of good things that are my normal go-to, and I'll speak highly of them, but in terms of like what I listen to, and that's a point that we just made, it's like some of these might fit in the same category, the same genre, but that's just what I know and love. So you're definitely showing me some new things today, though. I appreciate it.
Definitely. Yeah. I think that with that being said, this was definitely one that took me by surprise when I made the list, because it's not a normal band that I really would think about much in the past. But dude, I listened to the shit out of this all fucking year when it came out. Was Deaf Heaven's new record.
That's a good one.
Power. I like Sunbather. Don't get me wrong. Sunbather, I got respect for it. After that, for whatever reason, didn't really pay too much attention. Just something that never really quite captured with me. But dude, this one grabbed me so fast, and it never let go. It's just intense the whole way through. It's very well structured black metal. And it's kind of what I wanted from, because I remember they put out a single a few years back called Black Brick, which is very much in the vein of what they do on Lonely People with Power. So I was really excited when they put this out. Yeah, man, they're going to continue doing stuff like this. If this is what the future is, it's great. And then they put out that record. I can't even remember I listened to it once and hated it. It had too much like they started singing. It kind of had like the Cure influence in there. You know what I mean? And I'm not into that shit at all. I don't like stuff like that. I know that's sacrilege to a lot of people, but I fucking hate it. So when again, there goes Deaf Heaven, not really focusing on them, but dude, everybody was like, yeah, you got to listen to this new Deaf Heaven record. It's so sick. And they were right. It's one of the best black metal records I've heard in a couple years at least.
It's a fantastic album.
Yeah, absolutely loved it myself. Enjoyed it. The spin that I gave, I made sure to message Jason. I'm like, hey, are you familiar with this band? If I'm not, I was just learning about him, Clint. So this is kind of like my first rodeo with the Deaf Heaven art, and I loved it. I immediately was like, oh, like the shoegazy American black metal thing. Like I love it, man. Like you couldn't really convince me to enjoy black metal in the past. Especially with all the corpse paint, and it was lost on me, man. It was silly, and I also didn't really like that music very much. But these days, where we're at with like black metal and the evolution of it, now we've got all these splinter factions of it. Deaf Heaven was one that I listened to it this year, and I was like, now this I can enjoy time and time again. I loved it, the intensity of it. The vocals were like just this unending vocal. Like he took breaks, but I mean that scream, he was like. He had it dialed in for me. I love that vocal.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that's easy.
Yeah, I agree. And I feel you about the shoegazy, the black gaze stuff for sure.
Yeah.
I've got a big soft spot for it. I know a lot of black metal fans don't.
Yeah.
But stuff like that. And I really like Ghost Bath's second record there, Moon Lover. I think that's fantastic, even though there's not any discernible lyrics to it at all.
Right.
It's really just wailing. So I'm kind of careful about who I recommend that to, but I think the music itself is really beautiful. I love it. I have a soft spot for a lot of shit like that, but this one's not really shoegazy. Like it kind of has the tinge of it, but it's really forward. A really forward attack. I really do like that about it. Okay, so number one. You guys have any guesses as to what that might be?
I'm super curious.
Yeah. It's I mean, people that know me probably will understand. But it's not a very easy guess for the kind of person I am. It is the Acacia strain.
Oh.
You are safe from God here. I've again, like I said, never been. I don't really call them deathcore. They're kind of in their own realm.
Yeah.
But I think that they're very important to shaping what deathcore is. With their early metalcore records, they had much heavier sense to them already, and ever since then they've only gotten heavier.
Yes.
And it's peaked with this for sure. I think that this has the potential to be my favorite record of theirs. It's not too long. It doesn't beat around the bush, but every single corner of this record makes me want to fight somebody. It's so heavy. It's so angry. And for me, my favorite type of lyrical content is stuff that either blasphemes super hard or it talks about how disappointed the writer is with God or stuff like that. That's why I like Immolation so much. I like that, and this is all of that. I love it. I fucking love it. It's right up my alley. I think Vincent Bennett sounds better than he has ever. He's doing more experimental things with his voice than he ever has. The riffs, the tone, everything about it, I fucking love it. It's fantastic. It's absolutely my number one of the year. It's not even close.
Wow. I'm not mad at that. When I listened to it, I was blown away. And I'm not real big on the Acacia strain. I seen them live a few years ago, and I was like, okay, these guys are incredible. I love what they do live. I love what they stand for. Had an all new respect for them. Tried to listen to, they had like a double album or something even last year, or was it 23 or whatever? And I thought it was okay, but it was just, I don't know, I didn't take much away. But this one, I just remember the whole time I'm like blown away how dark it is, how kind of evil in the theme about all the things that he's saying and the lyrics and everything. I'm like, this thing is just a stomper, man. It is incredible. I loved it as well, dude.
Definitely.
Great pick. Not mad at that one. I wouldn't have guessed it though.
No. Yeah, no, I don't think a lot of people would.
No. Well, shit, man. What's up? Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just going to elaborate a little bit. I just think that when you're talking about music like that, especially when there's so many bands that cop out so easy with throwing breakdowns everywhere, you know what I mean? It gets a little lost on me quick. Yeah. Because, well, where's the structure? If I can find this in a multitude of other bands, then why do I need to care about what you're doing? And that's why I like the Acacia strain so much. There's significant purpose to the way that they utilize breakdowns. There's significant purpose to the way that they structure their songs. And if you're going to talk about angry stuff, I want you to mean it. And there's never been a question in my mind that Vincent Bennett has meant every word he said. And it's very effective for sure. So, yeah. In a genre where I don't usually care for shit like that.
Yeah.
They are the shining star 100%.
Yep. I agree.
So.
Well, shoot, man. Thanks for zooming in with us, getting your top 10.
Worries. Definitely.
You. And we'll talk soon, buddy.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what you guys picked.
Hell yeah. See you, bro.
Take her easy.
Thank you so much for checking out the episode. Be sure to hit that like button and give us a share.
Yeah, and if you enjoyed our podcast today, please give it a rating on your streaming service to help us gain some exposure.
And if you really enjoyed the show, please give us a follow or hit that subscribe button and come hang out with us every week. And remember, keep it metal.